back to Slated for More. Today we are going to be talking about the tools and equipment, software that you may want to check out if you want to be a social media manager. And again, I'm going to let my hosts introduce themselves here, my guests.
Yeah. My name is Claudia Yao Jaramillo, and I'm with ABNC Bilingual Resources.
And I'm Natalie Lash. I'm with Insight Social Media Consulting.
All right, check them out in the links. I will put links to their businesses. So first off, let's talk software. So obviously being a social media manager, you're probably using Facebook Business Manager, but what other applications do you actually download and have on your computer versus what website services do you use?
Right. Well, definitely for my cell phone, I don't know if that's useful for everyone, but to me, the first thing that I downloaded was the application Pages.
Yes.
And that's why I think that's the reason I'm not allowed onto my personal Facebook anymore, because a lot of the times when I want to do a post or a Facebook Live, when you manage more than one page, it's just a lot easier with Facebook Pages.
Yeah. Right.
So that's like the first one that I find useful if I'm on the go. Mm-hmm. Another one that I have, of course, like you said, the Facebook business page, and then also I use a lot of those programs for the editing images. A lot of the things I do, it's a lot of design for the Facebook pages. Mm-hmm. So I use Photoshop, Illustrator, and some of those. And
do you use anything like Canva or Spark? Any of those?
I use no. Most of the time I use like Photoshop. I had a little bit of experience before with Corel Draw, which yeah. Mm-hmm. So that helped a little bit. I used to use like Facebook pages that you used to do like online design and stuff like that. But I don't remember the names. They were like really like photo or something like that. But that was a long time ago.
Well, staying on the kind of photo editing theme here, I know you do a lot of creative work. So what all do you use to create your graphics?
So I kind of use two things hand in hand, and it's like the inexpensive like starter pack in my mind. I use Procreate on my iPad Pro to do kind of more like hand-drawn graphics or anything where I want to add a little doodle or something, lettering for a client to post something that looks a little more like homemade and less like I found this on Pinterest and I'm reposting it. And then I do use Canva all the time. Photoshop and Illustrator is like what I'm trying to get into, but I found that Canva is just so quick and easy and simple. I can make a graphic for a client in 5 minutes and have it posted in 10. And it's just one of the fastest things to do. You have a little less capabilities, but when you're going for like speed and efficiency, as well as like a decent amount of tools within it, like filters for photos and stuff, and a lot of graphics.
So for photos, are you using anything else to edit the photos, like color correct, or you said you use filters, but
generally not. A lot of my clients don't really post a lot of photos. It's more so building up a community and a lot of articles or a lot of tips and stuff like that. So it's less photo focused and a little more like graphics and kind of like little design pieces.
What about you?
I have an application, but I don't remember the name of it, that I like because you can do, I love to play with like the photos where they're black and white and then you put a little bit of color on certain parts of the picture. And I do have an application for that. But
is it on your phone or on the computer?
On my phone. Okay. I can check
you can let me know later.
I'll let you know later. Yeah. And that's really cool. I like it because it's really easy. Like you say, you take the picture, make it black and white, and then let's say I have a red jacket, and then I just want the red jacket to be out, and that's a really cool application for photos. And then other than that, I use the tools with my computer, which is the iMac, the photo the Mac photo, is the photo app on Mac.
So you're on a Mac,
Mm-hmm.
You're using an iPad Pro.
Yeah, I've had iPad Pro, and then I also have like a PC laptop, but I'm about to get the new iPad Pro, so I'm really excited. Let you know how it goes. Really.
So I think we're all Mac users
Yes.
here. I definitely find Mac to be the most user friendly as far as like all the different things integrating, being able to airdrop something to somebody. I'm a Mac lover.
I feel like it's the best for people. Yeah, it's the best for creatives. Like the iPad Pro for someone who draws a lot and doodles on things and does a lot of hand lettering. Like you can't beat the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil for stuff like that.
What about camera? So like, do you take photos for your clients or photos of things? And do you use your phone? Do you use a digital SLR? What do you typically use?
I have a Canon DSLR. I love Canon.
Yeah. Do you know which one it is?
It's a T6.
T6? Okay.
And I'm a phone girl. A lot of the things I do for clients, less so than photos or Facebook Lives, and it's easy to just pop your phone in your little gimbal and start a Facebook Live.
So you have a gimbal. Do you know what brand
borrow
it is?
gimbals.
Okay.
I have yet to purchase my own. I borrow Chrissy's a lot. Thanks, Chrissy. If she said her brand in her video,
I think
same
she
one.
did. And I'm pretty sure it's on the blog page in the toolkit for Social Media Manager. Okay, so we've talked about that equipment. So what about how do you manage your workload? Do you have like a task management tool?
I'm starting to listen to you to explain because basically my sisters and I, we just like really have it all handwritten. So we have our calendar and we have like, we're going to do this. We use a lot the in case of Facebook, which is the one that we're using the most right now. It has its own scheduling. So we use a lot the scheduling where we schedule like 3 or 4 posts for the week or something like that. But I'm really getting ready to explore some new apps and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Do either of you do any video editing?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. What do you use for that?
So definitely going back to the Mac. They should pay us. Apple should pay us for advertising.
We're not sponsored.
No,
though.
I use 2 programs. So I get like what you're saying about like being more efficient. Usually social media is more like on the go. But I do use Pinnacle, or is that how you pronounce it? Pinnacle or Pinnacle?
Pinnacle. I think it's Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Okay. I use that one when I want to create something professional. So what I do for some of my clients is if I have to do like a very nice intro for a number of videos that they use, I use Pinnacle. And then because it has it's a lot more like professional, you can tweak more. But usually what I do is I prepare an intro or I prepare something that is going to be there forever to put up with videos. And then later I just keep them as like there as my part of the work or the tools that I need. And then it's easier for me to just do the iMovie. So with the iMovie, but that doesn't have as near as all the effects and everything that we have on Pinnacle. So what I do is I create something special with Pinnacle, and then if I have just to paste that video on the other one that they do live or whatever, that's what I do.
I do the same thing. I'm actually not familiar with Pinnacle, so I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
But I use Premiere if I have to do something fancier like that. But I do the same thing, and then I put it into iMovie. And
even I've done that, and I barely do videos.
I just feel like, yes, there are less options there, but typically for the level of video editing that I'm doing, it's sufficient.
Yeah. I started doing video editing many years ago, and my first experience was with Premiere. That was when Mac wasn't the thing, it was Sony Bio was the thing.
Oh.
And they used to come with the Adobe Premiere. And I loved it. But then I only used it for very little, and then I wanted to explore more. And that's when I first got the Pinnacle. And now I have Premiere also because I have the whole package. And it's hard for me now. I got so used to Pinnacle. So I've been upgrading. I think when I got it, it was like edition 7. And I think right now we're on like 21.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy. I don't have my other list of tools with me. But let's see, what else? We have project management. What about just like office software? Do you use Microsoft Office or the built-in Mac applications?
We're gonna continue to go on this route. I do use Microsoft and I'm familiar with them, but I think nowadays it's just a lot easier to do the Google documents.
That's what I was gonna say. It's so much easier.
It's easier, and when you're working with a partner with other people, it's just a lot easier to communicate.
Almost everyone has a Gmail.
Well,
like you can
and
share
I
with your
understand
client.
that, and I totally get that. But what I don't like about it, just from like a data management and document management side, is that if you upload like a Word doc and then you want to work on it in Google Documents, it creates a copy.
I always do it straight from Google Docs. If I know I'm going to need a Google Doc, I just
create
do it
it
there.
Yeah, right. That's what I do. In fact, I do the opposite that you're saying. Like for my clients, if I need to send them a PDF, since I know how to manage better Microsoft Word, what I do is that's just like Google Doc is just my platform. So I do everything there, and that way I also, my sisters or whoever have access to that. And especially because in our case that we do a lot of translation, even for the video or the things that we're doing, we like to check, everybody of us have to check it, just double check it and make sure that it's correct and it's understandable. So I like to put it in there, but then when I'm gonna deliver it to my client, I copy and paste it on a Microsoft Word.
Right.
Because I'm more familiar with that, the spell checker and Microsoft Word and all those tools. I'm more familiar with that, so I do that. And then,
right. I'm going to go back to you on the project management. Got a little sidetracked. Sorry. So how do you manage your workload?
So I normally just do Trello. I have a content calendar one that I kind of put everything in and do the due dates, and I share it with the client so they can look over everything and comment anything they want to change. And that's been the easiest thing for me. I go through and try to plan 2 weeks ahead and schedule a week ahead, and it's just 2 pages open, Facebook and Trello, copy and paste, and it's really simple. There's no analytics side of Trello. It's basically just like, here, put all of your things in one place, which is good for me because I'm a huge brainstormer in a notebook. So being able to actually organize that onto something is super helpful.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so what about, so for you as the business owner, do you use for managing finances? Like I use QuickBooks, the self-employed version. Do you have some kind of software for that?
I have an amazing account. It's very affordable,
Yeah. So do you have to keep track of anything
I use
to
Excel.
give to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use Excel just
Okay.
Pretty
I mean,
simple.
that works.
Pretty simple.
Get a good accountant.
Honestly.
Yes.
I was an accounting major. Don't call me, call someone else. The rest of them are.
This girl is amazing. She goes way and beyond with businesses. She also manages my husband's business.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about passwords? So one thing that's big with clients is, I mean, they're giving you all their passwords to, I mean, sometimes major accounts, like their Google accounts or their Facebook or, whatever. How do you keep track of all that?
I know, we try to be very careful. Everything is under key. And one of the things that I talk to my client a lot, and this, my sisters and I talk about this all the time. All of us in our previous job have gone through a lot of HIPAA trainings, and we are so big on that, like not sharing any type of information and anything. So we try to be very careful, and everything is under lock. Yeah.
But do you use like software for that, or?
No, we haven't. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine's like way more casual. Normally it's like that meeting with the client. They just give it to me and I put it in on Facebook, and it never logs you out of the client page. So unless something crazy happens, I need to ask them again.
Yeah.
It's like the one time and my memory's not good enough. That's all. That's the only place it's stored in. So there's no real like data breach.
Email marketing. So I think you had said you have a tool for that.
Yeah. MailChimp.
MailChimp.
Yeah. I'm always putting things on. Yeah. I know it's the little monkey.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Yeah,
Right.
first I found it a little bit difficult, but then I got used to it with the setup and stuff. Yeah. But it's what I found difficult is just to learn how to manage it. But what is amazing, or what amazed me is like before we used to do like, if I had like 10 clients or prospects to be clients and I needed to send email a promotion, I had, even if I copy and paste the same email, I had to tweak it and I had to like change the name of the person to like dear blah blah. And that's what I like about this software. It's like you have your list of clients or prospects or whatever you want to call them, and then the email automatically send it to everyone like personalized. You don't have to go to each of them.
Yeah.
So I know that's like the main thing I like on top of the setting and the design and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten into that at all?
I've like looked at MailChimp. I've used mailings through just Microsoft before, like on Microsoft Word, and it's definitely a lesser version of MailChimp. But if you are super like into Microsoft Office and know everything about it, it is kind of an easy thing to kind of learn real fast and do if you don't want to have one more thing to deal with.
Right. Are there any other things that pop out as things you kind of use on a daily basis?
Well, to be creative, I love Boomerang.
Oh,
I love Boomerang for promotion. Ripple
for video.
Yeah, for videos for Instagram. I love those two.
I have Ripple, but I think it has a free and a paid option, right?
Ripple, actually, I use it more for my own business, for my own account. I don't use it I haven't used it for my clients.
Okay.
So I just take advantage of the free just for my own account.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else for you that you use?
I think I've mentioned it all. I just honestly, plug for Apple again. I just ordered the new iPad Pro and I'm super excited that it's something so creative that will also have Photoshop and Illustrator capabilities.
Right.
So if you're a super creative person, like on the art side, as well as like doing stuff like this, I think having a tablet is a really great option. So you have everything in one place.
What I'm hearing is that she needs to create a video with me to show how to use Procreate on the iPad Pro. So
I'll get working even harder.
If you want to
see
that, let us know in the comments, and we'll get her. We'll get her to help us.
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
I'm the first
and
one.
we have one vote.
Yeah, 2 votes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions and telling us all about these tools and software.
We're starting. If you invite us maybe in a year or a little bit more, we'll come up lower.
We will definitely check back in with you, and I think if you in the comments have any questions about tools that you've heard of, or what do we use for a specific purpose, then let us know in the comments. And I happen to know these ladies' phone numbers, so we can always get together and answer them together.